everybody, welcome back to Hologround. We definitely didn't have 2 failed sessions up to this point, but here we are playing a Binding of Isaac to relax. Is that right, Lucas? Let's start. How do you feel, Lucas?
Dead.
Going back into the dungeons.
I'm back. Can I go back in real life to the dungeons?
Hey, look, the game fucked you up twice.
What do you mean twice?
Rainbow, in fact. So, just to go over what happened previously, we tried to play Bashi, but fortunately, upon Lucas trying to set up an easier time for himself,
I completely fucked everything up.
so now he has to replay the whole level on his own time again. So now, in the name of June, we are crying rainbow tears and playing Isaac.
And completely fucked up my own settings for Isaac because the game decided that it wouldn't have it.
Yeah. So now I'm streaming it.
Hope you're ready for this.
Are you ready, Freddy? Yeah, sure I'm not.
I'm ready to just completely... I have no words. This feels exactly like the fucking last Bashi stream. But this happened at the very start. This just decided to happen at the very start, completely destroying me without giving me a chance to recover.
Prini says, I think you had enough, Bashi. Well, that's up to Lucas, isn't it?
Yes, I had enough, Bashi. I had enough, Bashi, for one lifetime. No, I'm just gonna go and replay the whole thing for next week.
A blue map. Appropriate.
Yes. Yes. Appropriate. I need to pick up myself somehow right now.
Get some alcohol.
I don't have anything besides wine, and I don't like wine.
And why are you whining about it, Lucas?
Because I have wine. I have the wine, not the wine.
Money.
Fucking why?
Tell me why.
Fucking why? What is this? We've never had so many issues with one single stream, fuck's sake! Even with fucking UP Psycho crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Are you a wizard? Harry?
I'm a wizard.
I think you're kind of missing all your blows there, dude.
Yeah, the fucking effect. Just there.
That's even worse than the fucking dance set.
No, it's exactly. Well, yeah, it's worse. It's worse because the effect came first, and they decided to make. Oh, why don't we make an item out of this? So yeah, the fucking dunce head. I still can't believe you got that on your first attempt playing this game, which was exactly what I was hoping for.
Just that good, Lucas.
I don't think I ever had my spirit so broken during a stream, and I played Limbo of the Lost.
And that's tomorrow. You got a unicorn stump. Don't you feel stumped, Lucas?
Eh.
Bruh.
Oh.
Oh, nice. You got a rune shard.
And I completely... I'm so fucking fed up with what just happened that I'm completely ignoring all things I could be doing right now.
Yeah. Like playing a good game.
No, I mean... Shut up! I could have prevented some damage on myself, but at this point just fucking hurt me. Fucking hurt me. Cut my life into pieces.
Take all of my coin.
Take all my money. Also, can you believe there's extra money on the account even though we didn't stream before this today? Crazy, right?
What do you mean?
There's $5.04 that I have no idea where they come from.
Oh no. It was a generous donation by one of our viewers when we were off stream. We didn't stream at all. Right, Prinny? Prinny says me neither.
Yeah.
Some jokester just came in and stole your name.
You're that famous now.
People have to impersonate you. Didn't you say you shouldn't fight it?
Yeah, because I need to get that achievement, but at this point just fuck this thing.
Okay. You got it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Come to me.
And he says, I don't remember entering my credit card information. Yeah, me neither.
I don't remember your credit card information. Wink, wink.
Hey, Lucas. Is that how you look like right now?
Oh, I wish I looked this beautiful.
When you do your chicken noise? It's all about the money. You look devilishly handsome, my dude.
Heh. I wish. I wish.
You got a heart. Man, anytime I see poop, it reminds me of Digimon World. Yes, I will never shut up about Digimon World.
No, Memon.
Not just Numamon, just any Digimon has the possibility to take a shit if you don't care of it properly. You have to take them to go potty, Lucas.
I still need to play that game, jeez.
Yeah, you have to actually take them to go potty. You can take that coin.
On the first game?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take that coin. Huh? Never
No.
mind.
Unless it slightly shifted its position.
It
think
did.
So. No.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. But yeah, like it's literally like the first game is kind of like a Tamagotchi game.
So completely a Tamagotchi.
Yeah. So you have to feed them, you have to take them to the toilet, you have to train them, you have to praise them, scold them when they're misbehaving, stuff like that.
Okay.
You basically have a couple of fields like happiness and discipline. Hey, nice. Yeah, like you have a couple of sliders like happiness and discipline, and yeah, there you go. Depending on your
stats.
Depending, yeah, sometimes depending on those stats and the sliders, the happiness and discipline sliders, that can determine what kind of Digimon you're gonna change into.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all.
So you can turn into Numemon just because. If you suck.
The thing is, you turn into Numemon most of the time if you, well, just fuck up in stats. If either they're not enough, or like you are completely like undisciplined and stuff like that, or just unhappy. Like a lot of things can determine. And I know this is gonna sound like bragging, but I've gotten to the point where even if I fucking try, I can't get fucking Numemon.
Okay.
At some point you get so good at this game that you just... And the thing is, you have to get Numemon at some point in the game. It's story relevant.
Oh, okay.
So...
You can see me do that and just... bust a gasket, thinking like, Lucas, why did you do that? Like this.
Why did you do that? Okay, never mind. But oh, you're playing on hard. Okay, never.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was on normal, so.
You were on hard.
No?
Okay.
The drops were just too good to be. Maybe it was. I
think you were on hard. You went up to normal and then you went back to hard. But yeah, like it's story relevant that you get Numemon. I mean, I can spoil it. Basically, there's a Digimon called Monzaemon, which is kind of like a teddy bear.
Oh, yeah. I know which one you mean.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, it is literally like a teddy bear with a zipper on his back.
Nice.
And you just find him lying there. And the Digimon you're with is like starts getting happy, and your character's like, oh, you want to try getting in and wearing it? And the Digimon tries to, but they can't. And then you get a little comment saying, yeah, I don't think you can get in there unless you're all like squishy.
So you have to turn into Numemon to get in there?
You have to get Numemon because that's his official transformation. Numemon transforms into Monzaemon. So...
I think I slightly remember that from the anime.
Yeah, in the anime that's what happens, but... essentially, like... that's the only way you can get that, and the problem is... you only get one chance. So make sure make sure you don't fuck up. It's one of those games where if you fuck up in terms of your Digimon just dying because it's too old, you're not gonna be able... I think you're not gonna be able to get it back again. Actually, no, I think I'm wrong. You can get it back as long as you don't beat Monzaemon. Because he's like... you can find Toontown, essentially, or Toy Town. And that town is completely deserted.
Okay.
Actually, I think there are some Digimon running around, but like, it's mostly deserted due to Monzaemon being kind of like the mayor of this town. But it's been defeated. So now it's you can say it's Husk is just lying there. So you can essentially wear it and become Monzaemon, and then you have to beat Monzaemon, because otherwise you cannot get access to the castle. So you get access to the castle, you have to beat Monzaemon, and after that, unfortunately, you don't get to turn into Monzaemon the same way anymore.
Okay.
But I don't remember if you can repeat turn into him. I think you can, but I might be wrong.
That kind of game gets you.
Yeah. But
yeah, the closest experience I had is just Digimon World 2.
yeah, I played that
from what
one
you
to
told me,
completion as well.
It's not even the same.
Yeah, it's not. The first one is a Tamagotchi game. Second one's a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Third one's a more traditional RPG, JRPG, with crazy fucking spikes and levels for some reason.
Okay.
You haven't played it. Okay, so basically, in that game, you get 3 Digimon that always follow you.
The one from the cover?
No, you get the pick. So in that game, it's established that it's the Digimon World is actually a very popular MMO that everyone plays. It's actually a virtual reality MMO. So people to play it. Oh, hello, Quimby.
Hello.
You missed all the salt.
Hello. You missed all the fucking. You missed the complete disaster there was.
Yeah. Anyway, basically it's a virtual MMO. And people go into these pods to enter the Digimon world, kind of like the Matrix. And once there, like you and your friends essentially go into it. After kind of like deciding that you're gonna
like taking part.
Yeah, just you've been holding it off for a while. So you go in there, and it kind of plays like Pokemon in terms of like you have to beat gyms and get badges and stuff. It kind of. Oh god, Badoshka's here, Lucas.
Oh, hello! You guys completely missed all the fucking pain that was the first seconds.
Rini says, how do you guys show up after the shit show? Badoshka says, come on, Lucas, do it for me. Do it for the Kipo.
But do what? What do you want to do? Is there another message?
Says, do it for Kipo. Come on, Lucas, do it for me. Do it for Kipo.
Okay.
And Prini says, you missed the worst part. And Queen Bee says, French people live in the past? Oui. I don't know. And Badoshka says, playing The Binding of Isaac is always a pain in the ass. He was not playing The Binding of Isaac. This is his relaxing game.
Yeah, I'm doing this too. Completely forget about the whole fucking mess.
Well, since you guys missed it, I'll summarize the events to you again. Basically, we were playing Bashi. I Wanna Be the Bashi. And Lucas was stuck on a specific part last stream, and this stream he actually got past it in like 2 minutes. On two or three attempts. He got past it. And then he got to the boss, died a couple of times, then he went to the teleporter room. And then he saved, and then he accidentally misplaced himself, and the game essentially restarted him at the start of the level instead of the boss.
So I have to do the entire level again for next week.
And we just quit. We just fucking left. We just left it, and Lucas is gonna play it off stream to get back there. And
face of us next stream.
Prini says, don't let it become a legend.
No.
In terms of me explaining it. Queen Bee says, oh, I saw it on Twitter, lol. Badoshka says, classic Isaac. Hey, look, it's Kirby.
No.
But yeah, what I was saying about Digimon World 3. So,
So it's like Pokemon.
It's kind of like Pokemon in like random. You get randomly attacked by other Digimon and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's your mom.
Yeah.
And she's all bony for some reason.
She's all gone.
Unfortunately, there's like a terrorist attack.
Terrorist? Okay.
Yeah. So kind of like a similar
Team
like
Rocket?
similar to Team Rocket, but an actual terrorist attack.
Okay. So explosions and shit.
Yeah, they essentially take the whole fucking game ransom, and they're holding people hostage. So essentially, Sword Art Online happens. They can't fucking leave the game.
Can't leave.
You can't leave, and so they're just like they're stuck there playing, and you later on you realize that one of your friends only entered the game because her brother went missing a while back,
and he was stuck in the game.
And he's been stuck in the game. He's like a hacker that's been trying to, well, basically fight the terrorist group. But yeah, you find them, and it kind of gets worse and worse. Essentially, the terrorist group manages to find what they were looking for, which was kind of like a virus, kind of special virus like Digimon.
Okay.
But the thing is, they bring it into reality. Like it starts. My memory is a little bit fuzzy, but I think it like attacks something in the equivalent of the Pentagon or something, and fucking starts destroying like all the security in the world.
Okay.
It starts melting with like computer systems and weapon systems of the world, and it becomes fucking more and more and more dangerous. And it's like at the end you manage to escape Digimon World and you go like out, but now you have to fight this thing
in the real world.
And it's like at first I think it's called like Gaiamon or something, where it's just like it's more or less one of the Earth, and then it keeps evolving into like Galactimon or something, and it's the size of the fucking galaxy.
Okay.
There's so much at stake in Digimon World 3, it's not even funny.
Okay.
Like in Digimon World 1, there's always like the fucking hacker side and like implementation of like real world stuff bleeding into the Digimon World. In the first one, there's essentially a hacker who is the one corrupting all the Digimon, which is why everybody is losing their memories and stuff. And you fight him at the end, and when he's trying to escape, you mess something up and he gets stuck in this transitional phase between Digimon World and like real life. He just gets stuck.
So he gets sent to fucking purgatory.
Yeah, basically he's in purgatory now, and he's just like he becomes like this ghost. And like post game is he kind of like ghost images of him appear in other places, and you have to refight the final boss. However, like in Digimon World 2, you remember when you get to File Island, I think it's called, and you talk to Digimon? That's actually the first game. Like it's many years later after Digimon World has like advanced much further. It's the same town from Digimon World 1. It's just yeah, it's the same Digimon. It's the same fucking place, and you can actually.
It's like more advanced.
Yeah, you can actually recognize by like all the stuff of all the placement and stuff like that.
Okay, so it's a nice little nudge if you actually play the first game.
Yeah. The third one is completely disconnected. And there's also a card game on PS1 called Digital Card Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's kind of like a mesh between Digimon World and the anime.
Okay.
Because at some point...
Promotional?
Eh?
So it's basically promotional?
No, they kind of essentially just use everyone. Because you're playing the main character from the first game, essentially. It's still like that sprite. However, like the people you face and the Digimon you face are the characters from the anime.
Ah.
So you play their decks and stuff. But again, stuff happens and it gets connected to the first game. Because the real final boss is that fucking hacker from the first game. He's still stuck, and he's still like fucking
like
everything up. Yeah, he's still a ghost, essentially. And I was actually really fucking happy when that happened. I was like, oh shit, they're actually bringing this back.
It's back. Yeah,
actually, the card game is actually really good. I think I don't remember when it came out, either before or after Free. But Free has its own card game, like within the world, that you can play.
Okay. So it's basically like a minigame?
Yeah, but it's like a low-spec version of the card game, like the separate one.
Okay.
Kind of its own thing. And again, Digimon World Free, as it was released, is an incomplete game. Because usually, as you know, there's post-game.
Yeah.
In Digimon World 2, and so is the same with Digimon World 1. Same with the card game. But for some reason, Digimon World 3 had no post-game, it just fucking ends. Because, like, you beat the final boss, you go back in, and suddenly, like, you go back in and they're like, oh, you can go to this we've got a new place for you to explore, you can, like, play the game properly now, and relax without the fucking consequences and other shit. And the problem is, like, there is, like, a thing where a lot of places get locked off, so you can't even, like, finish them completely because the end game stuff. So you never really get to explore everything.
Technically meant for post game, but it never got.
Yeah, it's completely set up for the post game, but it never fucking happens.
Okay.
And guess what, Lucas?
What?
The European one has post game.
Had a post game. Okay.
It's called Digimon World 2003. And that one has post game in it.
Any particular reason for that name?
I'm guessing it's just a revision.
Okay, guess I know which one I'm playing.
Digimon World 2003.
Give it this. Level 1 boss, cute little monster. Final boss. Final level
boss,
by God, the size of galaxies.
And you become common cold to take it down. That boss was so difficult. Oh, and the reason for the name is because the initial release... actually, no, all of them came out in 2002. But the European version, in the North American and Japan, the North American game came out on June 5th, 2002. Then the
it's a PS2 game, right?
PS1.
PS1?
Yeah.
And it released in 2002?
Yeah. So the North American version came out in 2002. On June 5th, 2002. Then the Japanese one came out on June 4th, 2002, so it came out later for some reason.
Okay.
I'm guessing they were adding the post game, so they released it just slightly bit later. And the European version came out on November 29th, 2002, which is why they probably called it 2003. It was like right at the end of the year. But it's a good game. However, as I mentioned, the fucking spike in like difficulty is insane. You get a couple of like early areas where you can just essentially grind there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go out of that place and slightly later, you just get demolished. Like it's like let's just say like it's as if you're doing like 20 damage at first, and then you go into the next area and then you're doing 2 damage. Like that much of a difference.
Okay.
Like it's insanely dumb. So yeah, and it might be like in the same screen. That's the other problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like the battles are random in terms of like there's no tall grass. It just happens. You might be running around and it just happens.
So you're running around in circles and just battle?
Yeah. And the random battles are very, very common. Not gonna take the other skeleton key.
No, because it doesn't add a key to my counter and the effect is already applied.
But look, it's completionism.
Oh, no, it doesn't work for completionism. But though oh yeah, I can do this. So now I have infinite bombs and infinite key for this floor. Shit.
That's one problem, and the other fucking problem is the amount of backtracking the game wants you to do.
Okay.
It's actually fucking unreal how much backtracking, and it's usually for mundane stuff. Like the main story is just like, oh, go here. So you run all the way there. Then then the person's like, oh, take this back with you. So you go all the way where you came from. And then the person's like, oh, okay, thanks for giving this. Now you can proceed. So you go all the way back to the other place. Like it's literally like a fetch quest kind of system. Where you take a thing, go back to this person, and kind of then go back to the other place. And it's like... let's just say it's annoying.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. That gets old. Pretty quickly. Lovely.
But the fun part of that game is that it introduced you know how in Digimon World 2 the evolutions are permanent?
Yeah.
In this one they're kind of like working like the show where they're not.
So you can go back?
Oh yeah, like you're essentially in battle. You will just be in that initial state. You can change it, and depending on level. Hey, unlock the womb. Challenge 20.
I already know all this, and now I can enable my mods.
Yep. But yeah, like what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you start off with like your lower level, like rookie state, but then you can go into. I think you can go into the stats and start at a specific transformation.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, you're not limited to one transformation. You can go and transform into other ones, like specific ones, and then again you have free Digimon. You could do DNA digivolving. So
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So it's on the fly, and you can experiment a lot with what you get. And sometimes, like initially, that's the only way to get those Digimon, but eventually you can just hard evolve into them by, I think, gaining like enough experience and stuff, and get their techniques. So there's a lot of like variety to how to play.
That's neat. When
Yeah.
when you're allowed to experiment and your decisions aren't completely. Oh, you decided to do this. Tough luck, dude. Fuck you.
And the other thing I'll mention is, you know how I said like, oh, you at the beginning you pick the 3 Digimon you start with.
Yeah.
You can get the rest of them by exploring. Essentially,
Okay.
what happens is you can find a scientist that is researching that specific Digimon line. So, for example, for Agumon, he will ask you to find Metal Greymon. And if you can find Metal Greymon, he can you can ask him for his like key data or something. I don't remember exactly.
So you can get the base form.
Yeah, so you know you take the key data and then you give it to the scientist who will then analyze it and give you the base form Digimon.
Nice.
And then you can like train them from like start. But you can start. I also remember like training works very differently in this game, where you actually have to go to the gym, and a lot of the fucking and one of the things I hated about it is that there's RNG involved in the training. So sometimes, yeah, sometimes you'll get very bad results, but sometimes you'll get really fucking good results.
So they got fucking Fire Emblem mechanics in there, Jesus.
Yeah.
With Fire Emblem, every time you level up in Fire Emblem, you get some stats up at complete random. So if you have terrible luck, you completely destroy a character. You can't use it anymore.
I'm not gonna take the key.
Can't.
I mean, you can explode it.
Yeah, but I'm seeing if there's something better to use my Waaldeen. So like here. Yeah.
It's your bomb.
Look at that. So yeah, completely RNG stats is just a terrible move.
Well, it's not complete. I think you have to do something
To determine the amount of points you get?
Prini says completely random-ish. Each skill has a base chance on augmenting. Is that Fire Emblem?
I guess. Not sure. As far as I know, it's completely random. Maybe he's talking about Digimon.
Maybe. Again, it's been a while since I played it. A long while. Prini just says yup. That clarified nothing, Prini.
Yeah! Fuck's sake.
He's talking about Fire Emblem.
Okay.
But yeah. I have played Digimon World 4, but I didn't like it.
There's a 4?
It's on PS2.
Okay.
The problem with that one is... I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's a good game or not. I just know I didn't like it when I tried it. Because now it's an action... I think it's an action RPG where you get... You get like a fucking weapon for your Digimon. Like a sword or something, yeah, and you swing it around.
Okay.
And like it's a top-down kind of top-down-ish kind of perspective where you're running around and you like fight multiple Digimon that are like hoarding against you, I guess. I didn't like it. I think my
fucking take on the games.
Yeah, I think one of my friends played it, but I don't know if he completed it. And then again, I didn't really ask him about it. And I think there's also Digimon Data Squad, I think it was called. That's also on PS2. I have not even seen that game.
Okay. I think the other games I know about Digimon only are the Cyber Sleuth games and the Rumble Arena ones.
Okay, there's another one called Next Order, Digimon World Next Order. It's also on PS4. And
Also on the new side, okay.
yeah, it's essentially Digimon World 1 with upgraded mechanics.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. But I have a lot of complaints about it.
Any particular reason?
Oh yeah. Lots of reasons. It's... Oh, you missed the key? Oh.
Yeah, no worries.
I think I told you, one of my fucking gripes with Next Order was that they completely fucked up the fishing.
Oh.
And you might think, oh, it's just fishing. What do you fucking care about fishing?
Fishing games are important in games.
You have not played Digimon World 1's fishing game. It's one of the best fucking fishing games ever made. It feels like actual fishing. And I love fishing.
If it's anything like the fucking Sonic Adventure Big the Catfishes game, I love it.
Well, that's the thing. Like you, honestly, I could just pause. Like you can pause the game. I'll put it up on screen. But don't worry about it. I'll have to look it up first. But essentially, you're like there's a couple of places you can fish in. Only a couple, I think. And one of them is in the area called Native Forest, which is right outside Fall City. And that place doesn't have music. It has nature noises. So it's just birds chirping, you know?
So it's like fucking relaxing time.
It's fucking relaxing. And like the game also has day to night transitions. So the noises will change to nighttime noises. So for example, in the daytime you'll hear birds. In the nighttime you will hear the bugs.
Yep.
And it's really nice. And again, like the evening light, for example, is really nice as well. And when you're fishing, everything going orange, and it's like the time is always going, always advancing, even when you're fishing. So it doesn't just pause the game for you. No, you can see the time advancing. Your Digimon might, your Digimon might be like hungry and begging for food or begging to go to the shitter and stuff. And it's, if you ignore the shitter thing long enough, eventually you're gonna hear. And the problem is, like, if that's a case of you just being an asshole, because there's a toilet right outside the area.
Okay.
But yeah, like in that
considering the fact that you know this from memory tells me you've done that plenty of times.
I think I have more hours in that game, completely untracked, unfortunately, than any games probably combined ever.
Okay.
Because
not saying about you knowing the game, but saying you probably letting your Pokemon shit itself.
No, I mean that shit can happen accidentally, just because you didn't pay attention. Because sometimes when you cast the rod, you might just miss that little indicator, and then you notice, and you're like, ah, fuck. Don't want to take it? He's got a pog face.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it.
Lucas, he's pogging. Anyway.
Too bad.
Okay, so that particular area, it has like, I don't know, I'm gonna gush about the level design in that game. Remember how in the anime, the kids keep finding like stuff from the real world every now and then, like a vending machine. There's like a stop sign and stuff like that.
TVs.
Yeah, like stuff from the real world. It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's the same here as well, where there's just like vending machines that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's probably not a good idea to use them because they take a lot of money. But it's just that little bit of design that's nice. But yeah, there's like a vending machine there, and then there's just this water. And you can see all the fish by their backs, and you have to like. At first, you don't get the good rod, unfortunately. You'll have to get a better one from exchanging cards, I believe, like in a later area.
So like Pokemon, you
Kind
have
of.
to get the better quality ones.
Yeah. So you will need to get those because they cast fervor, and you will need to cast fervor later. But you also have to get good at fishing. There's actual mechanics. It's not like Pokemon where you're just like, oh, I got a bite, and then a battle happens. No, here you actually have to fish like you would with an actual fish, where if you pull too hard, the fucking string's gonna break.
Of course.
And the fish gets away, or it just gets away with your food, and so there's like this fucking battle where it just all of a sudden can start pushing, like pulling. Or
So yeah, like big like that.
And also you have to like, and you also have to like guide it towards yourself. Yes,
you get to actual fish.
Yeah.
You get to actual fishing.
Yeah. So what did they do in next order, Lucas?
They turned it into Pokemon fishing.
No, they made it worse.
What do you mean worse?
Again, there's no battle, and what I mean by worse is that fishing is now the best way to get money.
Okay.
Because you can now literally, once you unlock a certain fishing spots, and I mean that by in File City or wherever it happens, you can unlock Seedramon's kind of like fishing spots, and he just sets up kind of like fishing spots, almost like mini golf in a way, if that makes sense. Whereas like area 1, area B, area A, area B, area C, and stuff like that. And you can get different fish in different areas. So some fish is really, really fucking expensive, Lucas. Like you can catch a digital tuna or a digituna, whatever it was called, and that thing goes for a lot of money. And you can just keep fishing, keep catching fish, and then you go and sell it all. And then you keep fishing.
You keep going back.
You keep going back and forth, and you can rake so much money. And yes, it works exactly like Pokemon fishing, where you just cast, and then you have to press when you get a bite. And it's a mindless fucking process, and I fucking hate it.
Okay, that's boring as fuck.
It became like another mode of grinding, I suppose. Maybe it's fun for people, but I actually really enjoyed the previous version.
No need to quote-unquote fix what's not broken.
I mean, I appreciate the
extra cash.
The extra cash for getting like for some fucking reason there is a lot of emphasis on getting cash in that game. There's even like a stock exchange or stock investment thing where you have Etemon, the ape Digimon, and he essentially is like, nobody is taking me seriously, and I was so eager to introduce everybody to the stock system. And you want to invest in stocks, kid? And it's basically working like the fucking exchange, like stock exchange market. If you overinvest in stuff, you're gonna be stuck with all that stuff. Things like that. And
lovely.
Yeah, like it works like the fucking stock market. Or the crypto market for all you new people there.
For all the Gen Zs.
Yeah. So it's an improvement in a lot of ways. You get 2 Digimon this time, so you can do like DNA like evolutions this time as well. Just like in free, you can.
Couldn't you do DNA Digi-evolution the second one as well?
It's permanent. In the second one, it's permanent, where you DNA Digi-evolve them into specific ones, and I think didn't it? Oh, actually, no. Didn't it? DNA Digi-evolving essentially melded like parents
into a single one.
Yeah, it basically you went back a level. Remember? You essentially it worked like a parent system.
Oh yeah.
And then your Digimon, like based on the amount of DNA Digivolutions you went through, would determine which kind of evolutions your Digimon would go through this time. So if normally you were playing as like an Agumon, your first evolutions will never be a Greymon, or like it will never be like a specific Digimon. But then if you keep going and Digivolve it several more times, it's gonna inherit moves from the other ones.
Yeah.
But it's also going to advance in terms of like getting the proper Digivolutions it's supposed to get. And what you're thinking of, I think, is Vmon. Vmon, actually, his apparent proper Digivolutions were the DNA Digivolutions.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there was X Vmon, but you could also get Flame Dramon.
These games were so fucking complicated for my.
I'm just remembering. I completely forgot this stuff until you brought it up.
7-year-old mind.
I completely forgot about it until you brought it up just now. But yeah, like yeah, in this one, since you have 2 of them, you can basically get DNA Digivolutions I want to say at any battle. I'm not entirely sure. But sorry, the cat's distracting me.
No worries.
She was biting my fingers a minute ago.
Suffer!
Isaac!
Yink.
But yeah, like in this one, at any point in time, I think you can Digivolve DNA Digivolve. Yeah. Or I might be wrong. I think there might be like a bar you need to fill up. That might be a thing as well. Also, since we're on the topic, there's a new Digimon game coming out called Digimon Survive.
Another one?
And that one plays. That one's a tile set kind of game, similar to this guy, where you move around like tiles.
Oh, I need to look into that.
Yeah, I think you might enjoy that one. And that one has a bit of a more serious premise, I think. Well, again, they're all fucking serious if you dissect.
If you really think about it.
No, like if you dissect any Digimon game or Digimon anime, it's really fucking serious. Because all that shit spills out into the real world, and there's like world-ending consequences constantly.
There's actual catastrophes happening.
Yeah. Like in the first anime series, basically, what was it?
It already starts with what's it? Greymon fighting that other Digimon.
Oh yeah,
like right in the middle of the city.
Parrotmon, yeah, like the first time that the fucking spill happens. But in during the anime itself, like one of the what was his name? God damn it, the fucking vampire. Digimon. Essentially, he goes into the real world and starts explaining.
Mephismon?
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
Mephismon or...
No, not Mephismon. Something else. Because his evolution later on is Venom something. Well, anyway. Basically, he fucking starts enslaving people.
Yeah.
And those people who don't want to be enslaved, they actually get killed. Then in the second one, they start melding the digital world with the real world.
Yeah,
where
they all get transported.
Yeah, like they show a plane flying, and then suddenly gravity shifts of it, and everybody who was on that plane, I think that plane crashes into the digital world.
Goodbye. Yeah, it's really, it's a wholesome game for
the third anime season. That one was even fucking worse because that one mostly takes place in the real world.
I actually don't remember.
That one's a card game, kind of like they had those cards they applied. They had those cards they applied.
Yeah.
But and I remember watching that one, and that one took place mostly in the real world. Like there was like a Digimon world, but a lot of stuff that happened in the real world with actual fucking consequences.
Of course.
But yeah, like, yeah, if you're interested in it's not Pokemon. It shares a Mon name, but
it's completely fucking different.
It's still a kid's anime, obviously, but there's some really fucked up shit going on. I tried to get Henrik to watch it at some point, and he refused.
The Digimon anime?
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah, they're quite good. I remember rewatching the second season, like.
That's the thing, like, you know how Pokemon skirts around the fucking death.
Yeah.
No, Digimon's just like, yeah, no, your Digimon die, and then they get they essentially get reborn in a way. And it's like, oh, their data gets recycled, okay, but the next Digimon doesn't remember anything. It's still literally like rebirth.
Yeah.
So, spoilers: the first Patamon dies in a fucking suicide attack against one of the major, like, first villains. And then he gets turned into an egg. Well, actually, the character who had him as a partner just goes without him for a while, and then they find the kindergarten area.
The fucking cemetery where they get reborn.
Yeah, essentially it's the cemetery, but it's the kindergarten area, where, yeah, like he gets the egg, and a new Patamon hatches. Like, he still recognizes him, but there's no memories. That one is gone forever.
Really?
and I don't know if you've watched the recent continuation of the first series. Like, I forget what it's called.
3 and all those.
Huh?
3 and all those. Digimon 3.
I'm not sure. Like, no, there was a recent one that they aired, which still had the original characters in it. Again, not some people had problems with it, but that one had a lot of fucking disturbing things in it as well, because essentially they had to hard reboot the Digimon world. that means everyone dies and gets reset.
Oh, great.
And the thing is,
Lovely.
and that's because there's a virus that turns them, like, that completely corrupts them. So there's this moment where that same character, TK, or Takiro, I guess his name is. So TK lost his Patamon back then. He died.
Yeah, I fucked myself picking up the glass can.
Yeah. But yeah, like he lost his Patamon before, so he doesn't want to go through that again. And he fucking hides the fact that his Patamon is corrupted from the others as much as possible.
Okay.
Like, because there's like moments where the Patamon goes corrupted and it just starts biting him. To the point where he's bleeding. Like he's trying to restrain it. And then the Patamon regains like consciousness, like, oh, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. Stuff like that.
Okay. So it's a fucking... It's pulling all the fucking heartstrings.
Yeah.
Great.
There's a lot of fucked up shit in it. I love it.
Of course you say that.
Digimon is great.
You love all the potential to destroy a person.
Like, if anything, Digimon, like the anime, suffers from the aimlessness kind of trope, where there's a lot of like stuff they have to go through before the story advances, and it gets dragged out as much as possible with all the evolutions. The typical thing.
Yeah, because they each get an episode for every kind of new evolution.
Yeah, and the episodes are relevant into stuff that happens, but yeah, it starts dragging for a lot of people. But man, the fucking second season. Do you remember the anime second season?
The
Digimon Adventure season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I rewatched that one like not, I wouldn't say quite a while ago, but
No, it's just like, you remember the Digimon Emperor? The whole fucking saga with that kid.
With a traumatized kid with a dead sibling, the parents just thinking they lost their child. He gets brainwashed.
Yeah, he thinks like, oh, this is all a game, nothing matters, so I'm just gonna be as horrible as fucking possible to relieve stress. And then he fucking realizes everything's fucking real. Oops.
Yeah. Fucking trauma of that part.
Yeah. And he has to live with that. What a horrible night to have a curse.
Yeah, I remember. One of my favorite reactions that I don't get to use much is "See you later, Digifools," which is just him on top of a Digimon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, those were completely fucked up. If you look back to a lot of cartoons and just regular anime children used to watch, they were really fucked up.
Well, I enjoy it when the directors actually, again, respect the audience's like intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna restrain myself from going into a Naruto rant for the fucking 9,000th time.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Comment on what's happening on this game? I'm playing mindlessly. I'm not even sure what I'm doing at this point.
No, just like I already went into a rant yesterday with Reese. Oh, there's a rock there that you could explode.
Tinted rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the bottom. I just Mogus.
The size. Yank.
Policeman boy.
And ooh, yes, come to me.
Come to
Boy. I should have 2 new characters now.
Nice.
1.
Ethan
2.
Sampson.
Now I can actually pick up hearts. And I can take damage like a dumbass. But what were you gonna go on a rant about?
What, respecting the intelligence of the people watching?
Yeah.
That all I have to say is Naruto. Fucking Naruto. You think there's any respect for fucking people watching? No.
No.
Again, I stopped watching at the fucking breaking point for myself, where I'm like, no, and it didn't get better because again I let Henrik watch up to a certain point, then I sat down to watch stuff with him, and then I got to experience just how bad it got. And again, Henrik has not finished watching because remember the fucking photo of me watching the fucking Nikocado fucking video? Yeah. That's essentially was us watching Naruto Shippuden. Just dead. Morally. Where we're like, we're watching it, and sometimes we're watching it on Crunchyroll, I believe, and the fucking subtitles would fail. Like sometimes there were not even no subtitles for when people are talking, and we're just sitting there like, oh, good job, typesetters. Fucking people who worked for free, doing like fan translations do a better job than you people.
There's no subtitles for the dialogue that is for written stuff. Which is a thing I'm dreading on Lucky Star. I'm gonna have to look it up later on.
We'll have to look and watch it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I don't know.
You know, I feel sometimes I feel bad not ever watching Naruto just so I can't complain like everyone else.
But what we're talking about with Reese was we were talking about Boruto actually.
Yeah, I remember.
And the thing,
I call him Burrito.
Yeah, Burrito. And the thing is, Reese actually went back and told me, "Oh no, it's not worse." And I'm like, "No, you literally told me it's worse. I have the fucking text logs." And he's like, "Well,
I have it on my black."
Yeah, and he's like, "No, it's that's not it." He's just like, "No, it's just bad in a different way."
Okay.
He's like, the manga actually advances the plot, which is good.
There's plot?
Yeah, there's actual plot. Like, why do you think I started watching Boruto? Because they tease you with like the little good future kind of like tease.
Yeah, but you told me it basically stops and becomes a slice of life anime.
Well, that's Naruto in general. That's what it essentially has become. That's what I mean by the fucking producers don't fucking respect your intelligence. And I think Becky even like mentioned during the stream, saying, I forget what we're talking about essentially, specifically I mean, but she's like, well, why don't they just make it a slice of life anime at that point? I'm like, no, Becky, that is exactly my problem when it, like, when they do that, because that's when I lose my fucking interest.
That's not what the enemy promised at the start.
It should be just a slice of life anime. No, fuck you. I actually want plot. I'm sorry, I get that you grew up on fucking Saturday morning cartoons. And you can't and you can't comprehend like actual fucking world building and stuff, but I actually want to I want a story to have some fucking point to it.
Some juice.
No, an actual point. Like, in my opinion, every fucking story should have some sort of point to it. Like, even if you're doing a slice of life story, like, what's the point of this story? Like with Lucky Star, they graduate at the end of this. The point is their high school years and how they see them. So at the end, they graduate. You just get to see their like process towards that as they're going through it into graduation.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But then I have a problem with something like Sonic Boom, which is
day-to-day episode.
No, it's just like again, I really like. I'm in the minority that really liked like the character designs in Sonic Boom. Like I said, I'm in the minority because everybody like, oh, I fucking hate the designs. They changed their look to this fucking fantasy like thing. And I'm like, it fucking needs that. It needs that change. If you've got stuff like Sonic 06, where you're already making it a fantasy world, change the gang towards that as well. Like, it's fine. Change it up a little bit even.
But I like people don't like change. That's the main problem.
Well, again, fine, whatever. But
no?
the cartoon series is like, oh, this is just the day-to-day life of Sonic and friends. And the games were supposed to be like the ones to introduce actual plot.
So basically the cartoon was promotional in a way?
Kind of, but the thing is, like, when I saw the character designs, I told Reese, like, okay, look, I grew up on Sonic Set AM, and as much as Ken Penders fucked up the whole, like, Sonic universe with his frivolous lawsuits and just fucking ego, Sonic Set AM is one of the good things from his legacy. I will fully admit that.
I am just trying to completely forget Ken Penders from my memory.
No, but the thing is, like, he is part of the reason why a lot of these characters exist from Set AM. So if I give him any credit, it's for that. But otherwise, yeah, the guy is a fucking nutcase. Anyway, I grew up on Sonic Set AM, and every single fucking time I just fucking hope, hopelessly, that the next thing is gonna be like the next
like
Sonic cartoon is gonna be like the next Set AM cartoon with actual plot, with actual stakes, because Set AM had a lot of shit, like Robotnik was fucking scary in that one. Like, legit scary. Like, intimidating. Like every time he show up on screen.
Fuck this. Fuck this asshole.
You'll be fine.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
But yeah, like that's what I expected when I saw the designs. I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna go the full fantasy route. And no, they just did the fucking Saturday morning. Oh, what kind of crazy hijinks is the gang gonna end up doing this time, huh? What do you guys think? Let's. Yeah, what does the table say? Okay, anybody got any suggestions? How about Sonic is trying to get a new sidekick, so he has a thing where people come in and actually show off their abilities to have them as his new sidekick? Man, that sounds like a great idea, and totally not something.
all cartoons at some point.
That sounds like a great idea, and not something that Oleg at age 8 came up by himself. Okay, let's do it. I'm not even joking. That's something I remember drawing at my grandma's place when I was 8. Specifically that, where Sonic is having like a tryouts thing where...
Oh, you did tell me about that.
Yeah. Essentially like, oh, it's just... and everybody's like, oh, and I can fly. And guess what, Lucas? At the end of that, Tails proves to Sonic that he is his true partner. And even fucking Edmund went in to try for some fucking reason, because jokes.
Yeah.
Then the second part of the first episode is Eggman is actually like almost, I want to say housebroken, but that implies him pissing his pants. But he's essentially...
The one he goes as a roommate.
Yeah, he's essentially their roommate in those ones. And it's just like, okay, this is like some basic shit. Like, you're not even trying. And I get it that the writing itself is good. The execution, my problem is the fucking execution, it's horrible. Fuck you if you disagree. I'm not saying the writing's bad. The writing is apparently really good. I just refuse to watch the fucking show. That's my problem. Because the execution is a complete fucking mess. And actually, I gave Reese a fucking... I want to say allegory, but just...
Analogy?
Analogy, yeah, I gave Reese an analogy. This is like... Like, you say you need to take notes to keep yourself entertained. So somebody hands you a piece of paper. But instead of taking notes, you make a paper airplane and you just fling it. Yes, that kept you entertained, but that's not what they give you the fucking piece of paper for. That's my fucking analogy.
Never stop making analogies, please.
That's my fucking analogy for this. and Reese basically, I actually know what spurred on this whole fucking conversation. Reese told me like, oh, well, hope you're ready for the new Sonic cartoon. Apparently it's gonna be another Saturday morning thing. And I'm like, ah, great, I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy.
Cut my life into pieces.
Cut my life into pieces. There is no self-respect. I just want it to be good. I just like and that's the problem with shows in general. Like even with the Thundercats cartoon, you know the fucking what was it? Thundercats Roar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. The only reason that fucking thing failed is because there was a fucking pun intended uproar from fucking fans. Where they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
People didn't like that style whatsoever.
No, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they even made an episode making fun of the people whining about it. And then they actually like, oh, take that, you crybabies, and then they get cancelled. But yeah, like there was another Thundercats show that had actual plot,
Okay.
like an actual story behind it, and I actually liked it when I watched it. I didn't get to see it much because I only watched it when I came over for visits, and I like turned on the TV. Like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, so I keep watching it. And obviously, it goes through all the same kind of tropes where the characters learn something, and fair enough, that's fine. Like the fucking
It's all cartoons at this point.
The fucking Avatar did that as well. It's a really good one. Actually, Avatar is a really good fucking example of doing that correctly.
Yeah. They got all the tropes, but they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
You get somewhere. You get resolution. Your pain is for something.
Yeah, and like again, people might have problems with Korra. Like Korra is, in my opinion, another misfire, where you have a really good premise, but
Mishandled.
Yeah, it's just mishandled towards weird messages, like really fucking weird messages for some reason.
Okay.
No, it's just like Korra's a horrible person. If you really no really, like if you break her down, she's a really horrible person on like a basic level.
Okay.
And she, unlike Aang, like you remember how Aang starts off and he only knows the airbending.
Yeah, airbending. Yeah.
Not gonna take another heart, or can't?
No, I can't.
Okay. But yeah, like essentially, like Aang only knows airbending, and he has. I'm not gonna open that chest.
No, because it's a battle, and I don't really need it right now.
Alright. Oh, never mind. Yeah, like, Aang goes through these fucking motions of learning. Like, he manages to pick up waterbending, he manages to pick up earthbending, but he has trouble with firebending because it hurts other people.
And he heard Katara when he started learning, so he refused to.
Because a lot of it does come from anger. Like,
Yeah.
And that's why even Zuko can't really, like, use it later because he mellows out.
Yeah, and they then learn the actual way of
with
firebending.
Korra, she starts off where they're like, oh, a new avatar has been introduced into the world. Let's welcome. And apparently she's a waterbender this time. So they go to the village, and she's like this. She's a fucking infant who has mastered 3 of the fucking elements already.
Okay.
She introduces by smashing the wall, using like earthbending, then she uses firebending, and she uses waterbending. She already knows 3 types of bending when she's like 4 years old or something.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Why?
Again, fine, whatever. And they like she's kind of like a genius, I guess, in that sense. Mm-hmm. And Katara is actually like the village leader.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. Aang has passed at this point, obviously, so he's been reborn as Katara. Oh, not Katara, Korra.
That's Korra.
And yeah, sorry, cat's having zoomies. But instead of just running around, she went through jumping all over the places she's not supposed to be on. Nearly knocking everything fucking over.
Now's my chance.
Well, the
Now's
thing is,
my
if
chance.
she's gonna do that, she's gonna get a smack. Which actually, you know what? You know what?
Oh, gimme.
Disciplinary smack. She knows when I'm mad because she gets all fucking cutesy, like, I didn't do anything, you didn't see anything. Piece of little shit.
Look at me, I'm fluffy. I'm fluffy. Look at me. Don't do it, father.
But yeah, with Coralie, so Katara's still alive. She's really old, and Aang's children are essentially like in charge of the air temple, the new air temple. So he has 3 children. One of them, I think, is normal, no bending abilities. One of them is an actual airbender, and the third one, she's a waterbender.
Okay.
And yeah, Korra's problem is that she has a lot of difficulty mastering airbending.
Airbending? Yeah.
And that's her kind of like problem during a lot of it. And that one explores a lot of like the first season I actually really liked, because the main villain is somebody who takes away people's bending forever.
Okay.
He has the ability to remove bending from them. And there's like this fucking almost like Nazi-like movement of people trying to get rid of benders.
Okay.
But yeah, like I don't know. There's a lot. Again, they did the same thing with Aang and Katara, where yeah, there's a relationship and shit. Fair enough. But in Korra, it doesn't lead anywhere. Because
there's no growth from it.
Well, there's 2 brothers that join her on the thing, and there's like this. I think the older brother has a girlfriend. And Korra kind of has a fucking crush on him, and then essentially they get into this fucking relationship. So it's like a fucking freeway fucking love triangle. For a while, and then there's like all this fucking relationship kind of bullshit drama and stuff.
Oh, okay, they take it there.
And then it just keeps going back and forth, and none of them are good people in terms of that. That's what I mean. Like, she's a fucking horrible. She's a fucking horrible person, and he's not really a great person. And there's barely any fucking communication happening. And at the end of the series, I think, Korra kind of, I guess, starts a relationship with his, like that ex-girlfriend of his. It's kind of implied. It's not stated, but that's how everyone took it. And in the follow-up comic, it's established that yes, they are a fucking pair. They are like.
Okay.
But again, in the comic, like, it focuses on, like, they go back home, to Korra's home, and she introduces her parents to her like girlfriend, and it's like, the whole comic, I think, is about the fucking bias against gay relationships and stuff like that. Where the dad, I think it's like they said it again, like the dad basically was like, I'm not sure. He's actually being really polite about it. Where he's like, are you sure this is a good thing? Like, are you sure you want to go this path? And she's like, no, fuck you, dad. Essentially.
Okay.
So there's this fucking childish approach Korra has to fucking everything. Where she just blows up at everyone. Whereas Aang is like a kid who is
tasked with that raid.
Tasked with way too much that he can probably should be able to handle. Korra's already like, okay, you got everything, girl. Okay, cool. You're the Avatar. She's overpowered. And that's why people say she's a fucking Mary Sue. She's essentially Rey.
Okay.
From Star Wars. She's essentially the same kind of written character. And again, what the reason I say it's like a mishandle is because I really like the world advancement, because it essentially went through from that kind of like era from Aang into somewhat modern times.
Okay, so there's like technology?
Yeah, they're starting to introduce technology into like everyday life, but they're still bending. So that's a very interesting concept. So the way they can like mesh it together, like in a way. Because if you remember, like when Aang travels to the new air temple in the original series, there's already like the new quote-unquote air benders. They're not really benders, but they're just manipulating the winds with technology. They already like explored that kind of idea, and cool, do that. Have them come like have them just kind of mesh technology with bendings to just see what happens. But instead they kind of separated them, where it's just people genuinely advancing, but instead of instead of just doing that kind of fantasy meshing of technology with bending, they're kind of like at each other's throats.
Okay.
I'm not sure why those kind of dishes. I guess drama makes the world go round, but again, it's a fucking mishandled opportunity.
Approach.
Just weird. And they made out Aang to be like, as soon as you like you see him grown up in that series, where he turns out he was kind of an asshole to his family, to his children.
Okay.
He was a bad dad.
Weird.
Exactly. Like,
okay.
So what? his children, like the one who knows in like airbending, for example, he always felt like he had to prove himself to his father to succeed him, to be just like him, you know, stuff like that. Then there's the guy who doesn't have any bending abilities. He always felt like his father didn't love him because he was useless.
Okay.
Yeah, like you hear that as like, that's not fucking Aang. He didn't care about that shit. So
that's like completely rewriting and destroying a character.
Yeah. And again, they still held some aspects of Aang in the same way, as well as like Toph. You see some bits about her, and her daughter is one of the characters. She's like the main policewoman in that city, like the chief, which is fine. Like she basically made a unit of earthbenders that could manipulate metal. So they're using, again, that's a neat approach where the police force is actually metal bending. That's a cool approach. Why couldn't they extend that to the rest of the world? I don't know.
Because apparently no. That's what this shows feel like, apparently. You know how they say sequels are never as good as the original?
Sometimes they are. But
well, sometimes. But there's a reason why people say that. Sometimes they can't be as good. It's a shame, but sadly that's how it goes for a lot of this stuff. And yeah, no matter how good people want Korra to be, there's gotta be a point where they have to say sometimes it just can't be as good.
And again, with Korra, it's just like it's a mishandling. You had such a. Actually, you
had everything set up.
Yeah, it's not even a poor execution. It's a mishandling. You have everything set up. You essentially have your characters that you've decided.
You have your world.
Yeah, you have the world building. You have everything you've decided to do. And you missed a coin. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really.
You missed it 3 times.
That's right. Oh.
But yeah, like, again, it's not even. Like how. Actually, I know why and I know how, and it doesn't make it better. A lot of it comes down to #California.
Yeah.
Prini says, how much of Korra did you watch? I watched 2 seasons. After which the first season was animated by the same Korean studio that animated Legend of Aang. And the second season forward, they started animating, and they started giving the animation to Japanese studios, and it was pretty noticeable, the change. Brini says, "Oh boy, you missed the metal bender fascist arc. Wonderful.
Great.
That's what we needed, more fascists."
Yeah, no. I don't think I don't think I've ever watched one single episode of Korra. So yeah, I have no idea how it's handled, aside from what you're telling me, and if it's exactly how you're telling me, I don't really want to watch.
It's just a shame. Because I remember seeing the previews and trailer for it, and it's just like, oh no. And now they're doing a thing with more side stories and Aang and stuff. And I don't know how to feel about it. Like you've completely mishandled one. Why would I fucking trust you now? Prini says, the thing I hear is that the network kept hindering the creators. Yeah, I completely believe that.
How it goes.
That's what I meant by #California.
Ah, oh boy. Oh boy.
Because a lot of the things get shafted in terms of quote unquote the message. So when your message becomes more important than the show itself, it conflicts.
You're completely destroying the bridge because you're looking at the other side.
Anyway, this is why I'm sticking to anime mostly.
Yeah, if anything.
Not even live action shows. I can't stand it. And he says, if I remember correctly, it was really hard to get that lesbian couple ending. I don't really care about the lesbian couple ending thing. What I care about is the way they wrote it. And decided to write it. Like I mentioned the fucking comic, and Korra's character is fucking annoying, just fucking annoying. Because it becomes like, I don't know about you. I don't want to read about fucking. I don't want to read about the LGBT struggles of the Avatar. You can mention it, but I don't want that to be the focus. And maybe it wasn't the focus, but that's how it fucking made out to be. Literally the first couple of pages is about Korra whinging that her dad didn't fucking accept her right away. Her decisions. Like he had some doubts about it. Like of course he's gonna have doubts about it, he's your fucking parent. It's completely normal for parents to be like, are you fucking sure? Okay. No grandkids from me, I guess. It's completely normal.
Actually,
you did
fuck
it.
you.
Time it right.
There we go.
So which ending are you gonna go for, Lucas?
Yeah, this Satan ending at the Sheol ending.
And he says the most mishandled part was that entire teenage coming of age aspect. That's what I meant. Like, she's a fucking child, and not in the like good way. She's a fucking annoying child. About everything, in any way, how she fucking handles anything.
Yank.
Mom's knife.
Judas.
Judas.
Okay, got 2 marks. How much did I play?
I still got half an hour.
For real?
Yeah.
I played for an hour and a half?
Yeah. About an hour 43 minutes.
Oh shit. I thought I'd been here for like 3 hours.
No.
Actually, I think it's time to start implementing the fucking rules for this. Which are, I can't... my rules for this are, I can't reset if I get a terrible item at the start. I do at random. Unless... And I can't just change characters unless I have everything with that character. Otherwise, it just becomes like, me playing the same characters and just restarting until I get a good start.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh well. More Isaac, I guess.
Restart.
Of course that happens now.
Hey, you got a fog face. That means the cat is really good.
Yeah.
Yay, that cat.
I completely fuck up the timing for that and this. I could have given myself so many lives and I completely fucked up. Oh well. That's what happens when I don't play this game for months. Well, when I don't play regular characters, because I've been trying to get everything on the Switch as well. So I'm forced to play the complicated characters because I have almost everything with the regular ones. So yeah.
Yeah.
Did that Korra talk drain you?
I just started thinking as soon as I said it. That's why I stick to anime, but this whole fucking conversation happened
Came
because
from fucking Naruto.
yeah, because Naruto, and then I'm just thinking like, oh, guess that's no longer good either.
Yeah, well, at least there's some good stuff coming lately.
Well, again, I don't watch much anime to begin with.
Manga.
I usually stick to manga because hey, there's a tinted rock. But yeah, I usually just stick to manga because I don't know. It's so mishandled a lot of times that I just rather stick to manga, because if in that case, like if the creator can't even fucking get it right themselves, then what's the point of reading the anime or watching the anime?
Yeah. And if the anime fucks up, you still have the original.
Yeah.
Fucking Soul Eater. Fucking Soul Eater. That's my main bane with an anime.
Like Attack on Titan, that like it gets you with the first season of the anime. Okay. Did you fuck up again?
Yeah.
Ringy says, hey, I've been waiting on that Uzumaki anime for 3 years now. And the Bleach reboot. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's not a reboot, it's they're essentially they're essentially animating the last season, where it's just the what are they called? Basically the archer in the group, I forget. Quincy. The Quincy's essentially start attacking. So they fucking take over everything, and it's been established from the very, very beginning that the way the Quincy's work their powers is completely different to the Soul Reapers. The Soul Reapers essentially purify the soul of its hollow sins. So as soon as it becomes a hollow, the Soul Reapers essentially, if they fight it, they can get rid of that of those sins, and like they purify the soul in that sense. And then the soul gets decided whether it goes to heaven or not heaven, but just the afterlife or hell. And the way they work is that they try to get people to go to the afterlife, and it kind of recycles in the balance that's kept in the world, where there's a specific amount of souls in the real world, there's a specific amount of souls in the afterlife. So they're keeping the balance.
Doesn't matter how many of them go to hell?
Yeah, it's keeping the balance. The problem is Quincy's completely destroyed the soul.
Oh, okay.
So when they fight the hollows, they don't just purify them, they fucking destroy them. Yeah, they eradicate them. Because a lot of the Quincy's are there because they lost someone that the hollow probably killed someone they held dear. So a lot of them are just taking revenge.
Fuck you, of course you miss.
And they feel justified in doing that, so they're always at odds with the Soul Reapers.
Of course.
And at some point they were more or less eradicated by the Soul Reapers. So the Quincy in the party is actually he actually calls himself the last Quincy, which is incorrect, but
Of course.
that's essentially the title he gives himself.
And that's where the new arc stems from?
The new arc stems from basically the Quincy's had a king who's the one that gave them all powers to begin with. Like, it all comes from him. And he is the child of essentially God in this universe.
Okay.
And the problem is he was born without anything. What? Oh, okay.
I did it on purpose.
Fair enough. But he
I
was...
had 9 lives from that item that I got at the birth start.
Yeah.
So I'm just abusing them.
Okay. Well, yeah, like he was born pretty much without anything. Sight, skin, nerves, nothing. He had nothing.
Okay.
So... I don't remember exactly, but he was able to... like, slowly recover stuff and grow stuff by sharing himself with others. So, like, he kind of became like almost like a Jesus figure in a way.
Okay.
And
sharing. What do you mean by sharing?
Sharing is like pain and power, or whatever. Like sharing the Quincy powers and whatever else. Like I don't remember the specifics again. It's been a while.
Okay.
But yeah, he can. He was basically killed at some point, and his body just lay dormant, I suppose. So there was always this possibility that he would come back to life. And the Quincy's they had to keep low and not use their powers in agreement with the Soul Reapers. Bye, dude.
Oh boy. Nice. Nice.
What do you mean nice? It's bad. It's speed down.
No, shot speed down. Shot speed. Shot speed. Eventually, when shot speed gets too high, it starts fucking you up.
Okay.
And there are a lot of effects that activate multiple times, hitting enemies when your shot speed's slow enough.
Okay.
So, for this game, having little to none shot speed, it's actually good.
Okay. Okay. To carry on with the arc. Essentially,
they had an agreement to not use powers.
Yeah. Essentially, what happens is that the Quincy bloodline essentially has to be pure. So Quincy's have to be essentially breeding with Quincy's to produce more Quincy's. And anybody who doesn't, well, gets a half breed essentially.
Of course.
Or just the how should I say it? Impure. They become the impures. And when the king awoke, he essentially took away power from all the impures. That means all of them died.
Okay.
And only the pure ones were left. And there were like, I think there were like 100 of them or something. And he essentially made them his lieutenants. Except for the guy I mentioned. Yeah, the guy in the party. He's actually a half-breed that you learn. His dad, like Ichigo, the main character, his mom is a Quincy. And his dad is a Soul Reaper. And they essentially came together, but she was supposed to marry that guy's dad. Eventually, that guy's dad, he just accepted it, and he essentially just married his maid, and that's Uryu's mom. I remembered his name, Uryu. That's his mother. So the king awakens, and I like this one moment in the manga where he's like, I think he's essentially advancing Uryu's number to like higher and higher, and he's like, well, honestly, Uryu, it's because you're an anomaly, as you know. He essentially explains the thing where like everybody dies, and that's supposed to be like an impure, and he's like, so I have to ask, why are you still alive? Why didn't you die with everyone else? That's why you're so high up. But yeah, essentially what starts happening is that the Quincy's start taking over everything. They actually, like even though he's the son of God, he's going to go and meet God and become the new God, so he can rearrange the universe how he wants it to be.
Okay.
But for that, he needs to go to the afterlife place, and they completely fucking demolished that place. Like, it's almost like irrecoverable. But that's when all the best fights happen, because they're so fucking difficult. Like, if I'll give Bleach anything, it's that they really do a good job of like portraying like almost hopeless fights in terms of just how difficult they are.
How they awfully feel to the main characters.
Yeah, like a lot of them do just die at the end. Well then, Lucas, you got something good.
Yeah. Yoink. Would you look at that extra life?
Yeah, Prini says, remember that Aizen fight? Yeah, at least they managed to fucking... At least they managed to fucking animate those two, Grimjaw and Aizen fights. Good times. Too bad they fucked the anime the way they did. Oh. There was a Heavenly Heart there. Do you sure they wanna pick that up?
Yeah, I'm leaving the Eternal Heart for last because if I fuck up and die, I lose it.
Okay.
So I pick it up before I leave.
We're under lockdown, Lucas.
Yeah, 2% less. That's just me being stupid, by the way. There's no reason to do that.
It's fine.
I need to stop looking at something else and focus.
But if anything, I hope that this anime actually fixes the ending in the manga, because it's another instance of the fucking editorial. We need to end this quickly.
Oh no.
Yeah, and everybody has a problem with the ending because it doesn't make sense. There's a clear fucking plot hole. There's a clear fucking plot hole at the end. Like, I get it, like they have to win and just have an ending. But okay, here's the thing. So the guy succeeds at killing God and becomes the new one. He essentially absorbs him. What that entails is what that entails is he now can see what's gonna happen in any fucking instance of any possibility.
Okay.
So if you're going to attack him, he can see
already
it.
knows.
He can see it happening in any fucking instance of time or possibility of time. He can see the present, past, future at the same time. He's omnipresent. There's that. But there's
So-
also the problem of when
He's omniscient.
the god was dying, our current reality was being tipped. So the real world was fucking getting destroyed. Like there were earthquakes happening and shit like that.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, they had to keep him stabilized so that the world wouldn't be fucking destroyed. And the thing is,
Until
like,
someone
as soon as he absorbs him, that becomes him. So what happens when they finally kill him, Lucas?
The world fucking gets destroyed.
But it
Reality
doesn't.
itself.
But it doesn't.
Okay.
So why and how? And it doesn't get resolved, Lucas. It doesn't get
Of course it
resolved.
doesn't. Because fuck it.
But one cool thing they did recently is that the creator went back to. Actually, don't know if they continued it, but they essentially continued the manga. Well, he continued.
Okay.
He continued the manga.
Back himself.
And the way it ends is that they show the group much later. They're adults now. They have their own children. It's essentially like the next generation, similar to Boruto in a way. But the manga starts up with kind of in the same period, but it introduces something interesting. It introduces hell into the mix. So now, hell's attacking. And the thing is, all those enemies they defeated.
They got sent to hell. And they're back.
Yeah.
Of course.
The thing is, they're all dead, and their souls have to go somewhere. So they were sent to hell. Now, Lucas, what happens when they kill them?
They get sent back to hell and they get.
And they just
basically-
return. There's no way to get rid of them now. And that's the neat aspect of it. They meet up a character that they defeated like a while back. Yeah, Prini says the hell has been swept under the rug for just about the entire series, except for one of the movies where they sort of go there, and it was pretty cool in my opinion. But they kinda forget about it in this instance, I think, so they could do whatever the fuck, I guess. Which is fine. The movie is nice on its own. But yeah. Oh, Mr. Mega.
I knew it.
Yeah, Prini says the movie's not canon. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like they kind of ignore it, but it's neat on its own. But that movie was the only time they addressed hell.
And now it's a complete thing.
Yeah, and I fucking love it because it's been, like Prini says, it's been completely swept under the rug. They specifically ignored the one little thing they introduced all the way in the beginning. Yeah.
Well, it's the one thing that's always on the back of the mind now.
And he says, "Hey, I'm the weirdo who liked memories of nobody." Is that the first one? Forget, or is that the third one?
What?
He says like memories of nobody. That's one of the movies. I just don't remember if it's the first one or the third one. Because first one. Okay. Yeah, because in the first one there's a girl who is kind of like supposed to be like unknown, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is about kind of like Rukia's like hidden past in a way. And they can kind of explore it.
They never address her past?
Prini says, she's not real, just say it. Yes, she's not real, okay, fine. Spoilers.
What do you mean she's not real?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, you just have to watch it, Lucas.
You mean what? You mean to tell me anime girls are not real? What the fuck?
Girls are not real. This is the internet.
Fair enough. Fuck you.
Did you get to Rosalie yet? Lucas?
No.
Okay.
No, sorry. I haven't been watching. I was completely just destroyed yesterday. Did some things and went to that.
Okay. He says, speaking of Bleach, go watch it, Lucas.
I still have that guide Alec gave me to watch without filler.
Yeah.
But I can barely compromise to 12 episode series. You have to understand, Pri. When you're asking me to watch anime with over 100 episodes.
Spring is asking me if I checked out Burn the Witch. No, I haven't yet. I know about it, but I haven't yet.
Venga.
Burn the Witch is like the new project of the guy, which I don't know if it takes place in the same universe. I don't think so.
Would be nice.
But it.
No, sorry. I was saying I'm mostly the only thing I'm familiar with lately is just and I wasn't even aware by myself, but Chainsaw Man returning.
Oh yeah. Well, Reese messaged me saying, "Oh, here's a thing." Okay.
I can't wait to suffer some more. So I have that to look forward to.
Yeah. That'll be nice.
Sure, nice.
Ringy says throwaway reference at the end of the first chapter arc. At the end of the one shot. Again, I haven't really checked it out. I know about it, but I haven't checked it out.
Need to remember that one time I was just like, you were like, ready for the workshop? Sorry, I'm just too depressed. And you're like, that's fine. If you want to bullshit though, we can just connect and bullshit. And we spend those 3 hours talking about Bleach.
Yeah. You know, that episode is called Oleg Rants for 3 hours, that's what I do. Unhinged redhead I come. He says at the end of that one shot, basically British Soul Society. Oh yeah, the afterlife is called Soul Society. That was it.
Okay. That's the Shinigami Association?
Yeah, it's no, it's not the association. That's what it's called, like the afterlife, Soul Society.
Okay.
The Shinigami Association is called something. It's a Japanese name. I forget what it's called. Like it's literally at the very, very center of Soul Society, and it's like walled up. At least until the main characters destroy that wall.
Of course.
And it never returns.
And fuck this wall in particular. Fuck.
Well, it's meant to keep out the riffraff in a way, because it kind of works on the Edo era of like Japanese culture in the same way, where there's essentially like poor districts and wealthy districts, and just generational families and stuff like that.
Okay.
Even though they're souls, what happens is that they live way longer than actual people, obviously.
Of course.
I'm gonna waste your hearts.
A couple of them, since I'm gonna be... Okay, there we go. I'm gonna be using this. Gimme. I don't have this.
Bundling.
There you go. I love this version of the song. I wish this was the canon one. But no, I have to have it in a mod. I have to listen to this part. I don't care if I get hit. And the fucking companions kill her, of course. That's just trying to enjoy the song. God damn it!
We did it, Lucas. We did it for you.
Fuck.
We did it because we were thinking of you.
I just wanted to have that song for a little extra bit.
Just listen
Like-
to it on YouTube.
That's what I do, but it hits different when you're listening to it on the game. It hits different because you're getting hit.
Well, just
Get it?
just
Eh.
Lucas, just watch it on YouTube and just punch yourself in the arm. There you go.
That doesn't work. I've tried.
Then you're not punching yourself hard enough.
Guess I'll have to try again.
Every time you listen to it, just remember our playthrough of Bashi, and then you'll feel like somebody's been punching you over and over again.
No, that feels like someone's fucking stabbing me.
Well, there you go. Works. That works too.
Library, nice.
Coin.
Gimme.
Not gonna take the coin. Bible.
The Bible. Actually, I'm gonna take the Bible.
Why?
One hit kill, of course. The one thing I chased for you. Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember.
Did I really break you that much?
Yes.
That one
did.
time. Here I was trying to have my fun. And no. Oh, use the thing. Use the thing. Oh.
Just trust your body, Lucas.
Loki's horns.
Bonk. Oh! Oh! Yes!
Guppy's here, bull.
I should, There you go. Kill me. Yank.
You sure that was worth it? Now you just got one heart.
I fucking died here. No, I'm gonna return and use Guppy's paw again. Yank. They really nerfed this transformation.
Okay.
Usually, the Guppy transformation gives you flies when you attack, and you had a 100% chance of getting a fly with each hit, and they nerfed it to a 50% chance, which it's quite noticeable. This transformation was basically an instant win.
Okay.
They completely removed it. They took away that thing from me. Oh, speaking of anime, there's also the new Trigun anime coming.
Yep.
Which I hope that's not... Oh,
Gonna look forward to that one. I know the manga is a little bit different from the anime, the old one. So maybe
yeah.
it's gonna be based
It's
on
probably
that.
gonna be clear.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't have it anymore, but I used to have a Trigun volume, and it was not the main one. I think there was another one that did it.
Okay.
So, don't quote me on it. I just remember. I have vague memories.
Yank.
I miss buying manga.
I need to stop buying manga.
Well, the thing is, like, oh, you could just read it online, and yes, I can. But nothing beats that manga book smell.
Not only the smell, the feeling of having it on your hand, it's completely different.
Actually, like, I started rereading some of the manga that I had. I don't have. Started reading Yotsuba. That's just like, yep, still smells the same. Good times.
Did I mention that I got the final chapter I was missing from Chainsaw Man?
Of course you did.
Which is the hacky one.
Oh yeah, you
Of
did.
course.
The snowball fight. I like Reese's response. I know you're playing me, but I guess I'll check it out anyway. I'm not playing you though. I'm just being very cryptic.
I can't wait until he reads it and tells you to go fuck yourself, like I did.
Nah, he'll be fine. He's a heartless bastard.
But Chainsaw Man hits different. That's a problem.
He'll be fine.
Will he though?
Yeah.
Oh hey, 30-minute mark.
Yep. Just finish up this run and we'll stop.
Okay. And we'll pretend like what happened at the start never happened.
Yeah.
Shit, almost. Fuck's sake.
Not this time, Lucas.
Not today, Satan, literally.
I wish
By
I
the
was
way, you know
recording
that-
that time.
You know how you can kill mom with the Bible immediately? If you try using the Bible on the Satan fight, you die instead.
That's funny.
But yeah, how many episodes is Bleach long? Without the fucking fillers?
I don't know. I just know there's a lot of filler. The point where they got cancelled. It was the same with Rurouni Kenshin back in the day. Too much filler killed the anime.
Yank. Yank. Monk.
Eh.
I have to keep my fucking hand away from the trigger. Otherwise, I just might completely fuck myself over up doing that thing. Yoink. Okay,
Yay.
3 successful ones.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I have all of these to complete, and I have 48 secrets out of 637. This is gonna be a long ride, people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to increase. I'm gonna have to fucking add the mod to use the machines immediately instead of going coin per coin per coin. Yeah, thank you for coming to Bashi. I mean,
Fuck.
yeah, I apologize for that whole mess at the start.
Well, shut up.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, where we post updates. And we'll see you on the next episode. I probably won't crash into hell.
When you said, what's a Bashi? It's a mystical creature of power
Nothing.
that makes you die over and over again and act like nothing happened. Isn't that right, Lucas?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.